Hey everybody, this is Andy Ono from KC Cash Cow, and I want to give you a little bit more information about our turnkey rehab plan that we use for each and every property we sell through KC Cash Cow. Now, you may hear of some other companies in town that offer what they claim to be turnkey rental properties, but over the next 20 minutes, I'm going to show you how our systemized rehab plan adds to the strength of your investment when you buy investment rental property from KC Cash Cow. The ultimate goal for you as a landlord investor is to maximize your profits, and that is exactly what our rehab plan does for you. We do this by minimizing the money needed to put into your initial rehab, and then by selecting the right materials, we minimize your maintenance costs later. We also minimize your vacancy time. By finishing the rehab quickly, we can start showing it to prospective tenants much sooner. And because we do a quality job, the house looks nicer than most of the other rental properties in the area. That means we can rent the properties quickly so you can start to see a return on your investment much sooner. Our process for rehabbing turnkey rental properties has been created and refined over many projects. The first key to success in this is choosing the right materials. We generally look for lower cost materials, which doesn't always mean the lowest cost material. This is because we also look at the durability factor and maintenance prevention. The second key to success is to create the right rehab plan. We know how to evaluate items to determine if they should be repaired or replaced. Sometimes you may think that repairing would be cheaper, but it may take longer to actually finish repairs than it would to just do the replacement. We also keep track of the target rent price and the sales price of the property. We want to make sure that we're not over-improving the property. Third, we use techniques to manage our team of contractors and to get them to finish on time. Contractors want to work for us because of the volume of business we provide them, and we are very selective in the contractors that we use. They're required to give us a hard bid for the jobs, not just an estimate. In addition, they're going to be rewarded with bonuses when they complete the projects early, and then they're penalized if they don't meet the deadlines. These practices were put in place to shorten our turnaround time on the rehab and to reduce your vacancy time, which in turn is going to increase your profits. So now let's get into some specifics on what we do to a property to make it a turnkey rental property. We always start with the exterior inspection. We look at the condition of the siding and see if it needs any repairs or if it needs to be replaced. We always repair any wood rot by replacing the rotted boards. If there's extensive wood rot on any wood lap siding, we'll remove it and replace it with vinyl siding to reduce any future maintenance costs. We also look at the roof and any flashings on the roof. Any missing or damaged shingles are replaced. If the roof has significant signs of wear, we then replace the entire roof. We also look at the gutters to make sure rainwater isn't flowing back behind the gutters and causing damage. We have found that most water problems in a home are caused by gutter issues. Often by cleaning the gutters and adding extensions at the ground to remove the rainwater at least 3 to 5 feet away from the foundation, we can significantly reduce or eliminate any basement leaks. This also helps prevent any future foundation problems or complaints from the tenant. While exterior repairs are mostly for maintenance and future maintenance cost reduction and prevention, the curb appeal section deals mostly with cosmetics to get your turnkey rental property leased as quickly as possible and also attract quality tenants. About 90 to 95% of our properties will get a new mailbox, new exterior porch light, and new house numbers. These are relatively low-cost items that can freshen up the front entry to a home and make it more appealing. All homes will have the landscaping addressed, which I'll discuss in detail in the next slide. Railings are added when needed and add both a safety feature and curb appeal. Exterior painting is done on an as-needed basis. Unless the paint color is absolutely atrocious, the current color is computer matched. This reduces your cost because only one coat is needed. Most of the time, if exterior painting is needed, only the trim needs new paint. Depending on the existing house colors, we do sometimes change the trim colors to improve the curb appeal. Landscaping for our turnkey rental properties is fairly standard, and basically it's just to clean up the yard and to make things look nice. It always starts with mowing the lawn, trimming, and blowing to get the grass clippings off of the yard. We put down mulch in the flower beds, trim the trees and the bushes. On the sidewalks and driveways, we're going to remove the grass from any cracks, and then we seal those cracks in the pavement. Sealing the cracks in the pavement will prevent water from flowing down into those cracks and expanding the cracks and causing damage to the masonry later on. Security and safety are very important issues to tenants, and it should be to you as a landlord as well. On most of our properties, we add security doors to all exterior doors. And basically what that is just a reinforced screen door that allows you to put a deadbolt lock on the screen door. So you've got a deadbolt on the screen door as well as the regular exterior door. In addition, we also install security strike plates that are basically a higher gauge steel that reinforces the lock. We also replace all lock cylinders so that no existing keys are out there so that somebody could break in easily to the home. Depending on the neighborhood, we often board up basement windows to prevent break-ins from the basement level and somebody coming up through the basement stairs. We also install smoke detectors in all of our properties on each level around the kitchen and then in the hallway outside of the bedrooms to bring the property up to code. In addition, we also provide a fire extinguisher for all of our tenants. We also check each railing throughout the house and add railings where they're needed. Any stairway that has more than 3 steps needs to have a good secure railing to prevent the tenant from falling. Rehabbing on the interior of a house always starts with cleaning out all the debris and trash that the previous occupant has left in the house. And then about 95% of the houses are going to require interior paint. So we paint all the walls, doors, the trim, and the ceiling to give it a nice, clean, fresh look. One of the preventive measures that we take is we install the doorstop behind all the doors so that we reduce any damage to the drywall. A little $5 fix can save about $30 in repairs down the line. We also add blinds in all the windows. We don't go real expensive with the blinds. We just use the budget type mini blinds in all the windows. If they've got current window treatments, we leave those, but we'll make sure that we've got some window covering in every window. We will replace any broken doorknobs or repair the doors, and then we make sure that all the shelves have or all the closets have shelves, and there's a bar to hang clothes inside every closet as well. In the kitchen, most of the time cabinets are salvageable, and so we'll just clean them up and maybe paint the cabinets and maybe update the hardware. We only replace the cabinets when we need to. Sometimes we'll get a house that's got missing doors or some really significantly damaged cabinets, and we'll have to replace those. But we try to keep the cost down as much as possible, and we pass the savings along to you, the buyer. We'll replace a countertop when we need to, and then as far as the appliances go, we'll put a dishwasher in if it's a replacement. If there's a hole in the cabinets where a dishwasher needs to go, but we don't generally add a dishwasher because that's just more maintenance that would need to be done down the road. Now, if you take a look at the pictures on the right side of the screen, there's a before and after on one of our rental properties. We basically just painted those cabinets and changed the hardware, and that was the big fix in that kitchen there. Here's a couple of more before and after pictures. You see the 2 pictures up on the top. There's a before and after. That's a situation where we actually did need to replace the cabinets. They're just too damaged to fix anything. And then down below, you'll notice that we kept the same window treatments there. We just basically painted the walls and cleaned up the cabinets. Everything was salvageable. Now in the bathroom, we've got different items that some things we always do on every house, regardless if it's needed or not. And those are we put a new toilet seat. Nobody really wants to sit on a used toilet seat. We always replace the shower head, and then we put a new tension bar and curtain liner. We always make sure that there's a curtain liner in the shower because if you don't leave one in there, a tenant might move in and they'll just go ahead and start using the shower and get water all over the place. So we make sure that we've got something in there to contain the water inside the shower. And then on an as-needed basis, we'll replace the toilet or replace the parts in the toilet. We'll put in a new sink or vanity and faucet. We'll update the medicine cabinet, or if there's leaks and damage, we'll put in a new tub and shower surround. But we prefer to use stuff that's going to last, so that you're not having to replace those things after every tenant moves in and out. As far as flooring is concerned in the living spaces, bedrooms, living area, dining room, we prefer to use hardwoods if there are already hardwoods installed. If the floors are in average condition or better, we just leave them as is. Otherwise, we may have them refinished. Um, Sometimes we'll do carpet. It kind of depends on the neighborhood or what the condition of the current floors are in. We don't install new hardwood floors into our rental properties, but if they are existing, we will refinish them. In the kitchens and bathrooms, we prefer to use a ceramic tile because of the durability factor. Um, we'll usually go with a lighter color tile, and then we'll come in with a dark grout. And the reason for the dark grout is that it doesn't show stains like light color grout has. But if the existing property has linoleum, if it's up to date and in good condition, we'll go ahead and leave that. Generally, we're not putting in new linoleum into properties. We instead go back in with ceramic tile. Now, repairing utilities is an area where you can really spend a lot of money if you're not careful and you don't have a well-defined plan like we do. Now, let's start off by talking about the HVAC, which stands for heating, ventilation, and air conditioning. Basically, the furnace and air conditioner of your house. Basically, what we do is we just call in a service repairman, have them do a service check on the unit, and make any repairs. They'll clean out the dust, change a filter, make sure that everything is working and operating efficiently. We don't just routinely replace these HVAC units, regardless of the age, unless they're probably around like 16 years or older, because we like to get as much life out of those units as possible. Now, if it does need to be replaced, we will actually replace that. If the outside air conditioner unit, the condenser is missing, we generally won't replace that until we actually get a tenant to move in. That way we don't have an air conditioner sitting around at a vacant house. A hot water tank is something that we do preventatively replace. If you've ever had one go bad and leak all over the basement, or sometimes those are sitting on the first floor in a closet or something, you definitely want to make sure that you get those things replaced before they really become a problem. So our threshold on this is if the hot water heater is over 7 years, we generally replace those. They usually have a lifespan between 6 and 12 years, but we want to make sure that that's not an expense that you're going to be hit with later on down the road. In addition, we make sure that we've got all plumbing leaks fixed, and that would include any leaking faucets, any of the connections where the supply lines meet the faucet, or any leaks that you might see down in the basement or wherever. Just want to make sure that we don't have water just leaking out into the house, because that's something that your tenants will call and complain about and result in a maintenance call later on if it's not taken care of now. And then along with painting the house, the interior of the house, we make the house look nice and fresh with new paint. It really doesn't do a whole lot of good to just leave the existing outlets there. By replacing all the outlets and switches and covers, it really makes a nice finish to the property. Makes everything look nice and clean on the inside. But then as a safety measure, we make sure that we've got things updated a little bit, and we make sure that we put in the GFCI outlets. That stands for ground fault circuit interrupter, and it's just kind of a little safety issue that you need to put in any outlets that are in the bathrooms or the kitchen. We make sure that those are in there so that your tenants can stay safe. All right, so once we've got all the rehab complete, we want to make sure that the house is nice and presentable to the potential tenants. So we bring in a full-on maid service that's going to come in and clean the house and make it look really nice for that tenant that's coming in, so they can envision themselves living in there. We'll get it rented quickly. They come in and sweep and mop the floors, vacuum any carpet, we clean the windows and window seats, make sure that all the countertops and cabinets are clean. That includes the inside of the cabinets. Make sure that the showers are clean and don't have any dirty residue from a previous tenant or previous occupant. Make sure the toilet's clean. That's kind of a deal breaker for a lot of people that come in and see a dirty toilet. We put some air fresheners in the house, because really the smell can kill a deal faster than any visual items. And then sometimes we will actually just do a truck-mounted carpet cleaning. If the carpet's in good condition, but it's just a little bit dirty, maybe we don't need to replace the carpet, we can just get it cleaned up with a truck-mounted system. Now, when KC Cash Cow manages your rehab project, you're always going to get a detailed renovation report that lists all the repairs that have been made. And we're also going to have a section in there that talks about the anticipated repairs that you might need over the next few years. So say you've got a 10-year-old air conditioner system, we might put in there, it's a 10-year-old air conditioner system. It might need some replacement or some maintenance a little bit down the road, so that you can help budget that, so you're not hit with a big surprise. We're always going to try to squeeze a little bit of extra life on the big ticket items, such as the roof or the air conditioner, the HVAC, and sometimes we do a little bit with the hot water heater. It just kind of depends on what model of hot water heater, if it's one of the more durable systems out there.